C5 Corvette, 4th gen Camaro, C6 Corvette, 2nd gen Chevelle, 68. And me, I'm Andrew. I have no idea how to start this off, so we're just gonna start talking. I decided to start a YouTube channel, just the ins and outs, the everydays, the ups and downs, and just what I'm messing around with, right? There's a couple, Instagram, that's turned into TikTok. So posting on there really does no advantage. Facebook, that's a joke, right? So it seems like YouTube is the only medium that really supports car guys and the car culture. Maybe I'm gonna provide a learning opportunity. Maybe you'll find what I'm doing interesting. But this is what I got going on. So just to talk a little bit about, well, I'll back up. I'll go to the beginning. I'm trying to make this short and sweet, but really didn't like what I was doing in life as a career. Got an opportunity financially to do this, to build this shop in my backyard. This is my dream. Close to it. It's not exactly what I wanted, but we're pretty close. So we got 40 deep, 56 long, and it's a little skewed right now because I'm on the wide angle lens on the iPhone. 56 long and 14 high. 10 wide, 12 high. Doors with a nice LiftMaster side mount. They're quiet, Wi-Fi, the whole nine. We are steel sided. This is a pole barn, post frame, or Amish style, or whatever you want to call it. And I finished it out with drywall and paint and hung a couple mini split units in here. So air conditioned and heated. Concrete floors, epoxy on it. You can tell I wouldn't recommend this epoxy if you're using this in a workshop. If you're using this in a parking garage, go ahead, it's probably gonna look great. But I've found in a workspace, it's terrible. Looks like crap, hard to maintain, tears up very easy. Just did this one. So it chips pretty easy. Not that durable, so go with something else. Anyway, so I built this shop, quit my job, built this shop, and then pursued my passion. Bought some tools, got involved in a couple of projects before what you see here, and I'm getting to that. And then I bought, so as I went to go and thought about, well, I'm gonna make a YouTube channel, right? Started off very slow. I ended up buying a GoPro and a laptop, knew nothing about it, just started recording, right? Very dry, I almost say, I was pretty boring. But over the past 8 months, so I started recording, and then I tried putting it on the computer and putting it on YouTube. And man, there's a learning curve there. There's a lot going on. So, no big deal, right? In the beginning of anything, there's gonna be a dead sprint hustle. Like I'm just go, go, go. Every second that I'm moving, I'm thinking about making money. I'm trying to get this thing going. So in my head, I thought the smart move was gonna be, let me stack my account, right? And then when I hit the lull, I'll sit down in front of the computer and I'll just start editing and putting these videos out. Well, like I said, I'm 8 months into this. I have my desktop computer is like 1 terabyte of storage or whatever. That thing's slammed full. I have 4 memory cards, like 256 gigabyte memory cards full of footage. I'm not gonna get to it. How in the world am I gonna do 2 terabytes of footage, essentially? So I decided because of the customer base I'm running into that has this presence that I probably should just backlog that. We'll archive that. We might circle back around to it, I have some good stories to tell in that footage and a couple of builds start to finish, and a lot of helpful tech information is a lot of what I was putting out, but man, I don't think I can get to it yet. So let's start fresh, right? I'm gonna pick up from right here. We're gonna start pushing videos out off my iPhone. I've been playing around a little bit and I feel like this is the way to go. So, yeah, so this is what I got going on. I kind of started out as a Corvette guy. I had a C5 Corvette. That was my introduction into the LS world, sort of. My mom and dad both had LS powered vehicles growing up, a C5 Z06 for one, and dad has a Joe Gibbs Performance Edition Silverado 1500. So those all came along like my teenage years, right after high school, and LS boom happened or whatever. I've always been a Chevy guy, but LS stuff. But I got my own in the C5 Corvette, and that's the platform that I just stuck with. Whatever, man. Long story short, I spent a couple years on the side saving and building. Like, shorten the story up, I came to a point in this project of trying to start my own business that something had to give, right? I was going to go back to work, find a job, or let's cut loose a little bit of dead weight around here, get the funds built up, and try and pursue this dream. So car went. I still got my Camaro. This one's mine. Still have this. So, I got the little, I'm not completely empty. Well, it's not like the Corvette was drivable at the time I sold it anyway. So a good guy has it. We're still in contact. He's going to be getting it back on the road and doing some cool shit with it. So it's probably going to make an appearance on this channel, but that's kind of what like kickstarted me, right? Had an Instagram page for it called The Mad Vet, kind of corny, but mainly it was like what I was doing and technical info along the way. As a DIYer, YouTube, is the kind of the biggest source, but it's, whatever, man. YouTube is YouTube. And I'm trying not to be what I've seen on YouTube. So I want to be helpful and whatever. So on my Instagram page, because this isn't that comfortable to me. I don't really like this, but I'm going to try. But snapping pictures and typing, dude, I'm all about that. So whatever, man. The Instagram page had a following. There was a lot of feedback on that page. Man, you should start a channel. You should make these videos. And I never committed to it. I honestly, I would record stuff, but I just didn't have the balls to put it out. But I'm at a point where if you spend any time on YouTube, you know exactly why I'm going to do this. I mean, who wouldn't want to take off just a little bit and get a little bit of funding off of, it's like getting paid double, right? If I can get paid for this and get paid for recording and putting it out, why not, right? So that's why I'm here. Plus the technical information. So let's just do a quick talk, man. C5 Corvette, guy found me off of my Mad Vet Instagram page, and we got to talking, and he's like, man, nobody around here is trustworthy as a builder. And he kind of joked, like, why don't you come to Tennessee? I'm in Virginia, by the way. Why don't you come to Tennessee, pick my car up and build it? So we went back and forth, and finally it just happened. We came to terms. Check him out on Instagram. What is it? Is it The Greasy Mongoose or Greasy Mongoose? I have to look it up, but this is his C5, one of his builds. He comes from the Honda world, very versed in that, but just does not have the knowledge or ability to do what we're doing here. So it's supposed to be an A&A kit. We changed the cam out, and do a couple little upgrades, upgrade the torque tube while we got it out. It needed some gaskets, and you're like, oh, where's the engine? Well, I'm getting to that. So it needed some gaskets and stuff. This is just going to be the simplest way of doing everything, right? So we knocked it apart, saw some stuff we didn't like, decided we're going to refresh it, right? And he said, well, if we're going to refresh it, might as well step it up a little bit. So we have some forged internals, stock displacement. We're not, nothing crazy on the machine work side of it. Stock rods, stock length rods, but forged. Stock size pistons, but forged. Some ARP goodies. You see what's going on over here. It's just a solid street build, right? In the middle of this, I'm like, well, we need cam bearings too. So I bought a LS specific cam bearing tool. LS specific, says LS1 right on there. So I'm working on. So could use this cam bearing tool instead of the old school adjustable one like everybody's used to using. False advertisement, got stuck in the block, messed up the cam journals. It's been at the machine shop for 3 weeks waiting on its turn on the machinist table to get my cam journals aligned, honed, and repaired. So hopefully next week that comes in, we can slam this bitch back together, get after it. Once the engine gets put together and back in, like I said, we got an A&A supercharger kit. It's gonna go on here. A couple other, performance upgrades. You're looking at ECS transmission brace. Forget the brand, but we do have a diff brace, some Henson poly mounts. We ended up, the torque tube couplers were, the factory ones were still in it. They were garbage. So we stepped this up to some LG Motorsports solid billet couplers. It's getting, CCP Jam Cam through Brian Tooley Racing, ICT billet, knock sensor delete, valley cover plate, whatever. Trunnion upgrades. We're getting into this car. So I've done a lot of cleaning, sandblasting, painting as it is. Still have some stuff to do, but this should be a good 650 horsepower, 700 horsepower street car. That's all he wants. He's not gonna race this car. This is just a cars and coffee street bruiser. So it's taken way too long, but whatever. That's just part of the game. When this car gets wrapped up, I will be trailing it to Clarksville, Tennessee. There's, what's his name? I'm slipping right now. But his YouTube channel, Renegade Racing, Thomas West, there he is. Is friends with Greasy Mongoose, the car owner. So we're taking this car to his shop and we're gonna tune it. And then it'll go back to Greasy Mongoose. So I'm excited for that connection. Definitely check out Renegade Racing YouTube channel. Dude's awesome. So another YouTuber, you may have seen this car, I don't know, but if you look up 945 Garage, here's a Sumo Speed Drift Vet. So C6 Corvette, it's a 2008 bone stock LS3, high mileage unit, whatever, just a drift car. Deciding he needs some more power. Does not have the time to get around to it to himself. He's busy in his shop making these sweet composite over fenders. So if you're in a C6, if you're drifting or styling and you want a nice wide body, check him out. But anyway, we're doing a BTR cam upgrade in this car. So I've got it taken apart. We had some decisions to make, some stuff to work through, but tomorrow this will be going back together. All of your typical goodies that go along with it. Oh yeah, we're waiting on exhaust. It's getting a full exhaust too. So tomorrow that'll get working back together. So stay tuned for that. This customer build, it came in with a Merlin 502 big block boat motor. This is formerly lived in a boat, had a big blower on it. Fine for a boat. The blower got taken off, so it fit underneath the hood. This is a former drag car. So if you've ever worked on a former drag car, there's shit that goes along with this that's not necessarily fun. But he's trying to convert it back into a street car, you know, had it painted, interiors almost all the way done. There's a bunch of stuff that need to be tidied up in here. But, you know, a lot of what needs to be happening too is kind of like a lipstick on a pig situation. A lot of stuff, because of race car purposes, not structurally sound, whatever, you know, kind of hacked up, get it to race day. You can kind of see what's going on in here. It looks a lot better than what it did. But there was a lot of non-structure in here. Floorboards. You can see the big ass hole that was in here. The trunk latch was not secure. It was just it was actually caulked in here. Silicone, like roofing caulk. A lot of stuff just needed to happen, but he didn't want to go all in on this car. He didn't want to get it crazy with floor pans and redoing the tubs and doing that kind of stuff, which, I mean, I respect. My car, we'd be doing things different, but it's respectable. He didn't want to pay for it, didn't want to go down that road, fine. So we got him a little patched up in here, getting it ready for the new fuel cell. Anyway, but the big block, he wanted to do a Holly Sniper on it. We did Willwood brakes. Was it CPP, Classic Performance Parts, drop spindles, BMR suspension, tubular upper and lower control arms, QA1 coilovers. So I do have, you saw them on the table over there, I do have new tie rods and stuff for here. But anyway, we're gonna clean this car up and get it ready to ride down the road for a good cruising season. It did have some mechanical issues with the engine, knocked the valve cover off. And one of the things I saw, I kind of, you know, whatever. Like I said, I'm behind on the video, but one of the things that happened was the number 6 intake rocker the stud was broken. It was broken in a couple pieces. This guide plate was broken, much like this one is, and like this one. I'll get back to that. And this guide plate had shifted and pinched the push rod. Luckily, it pinched it at the top of the stroke. So it's not like it was jammed down. It was just jammed up against the head, stuck in the up position, which saved a lot of damage, so we thought. So he's like, you know, I think we're probably going to be in the clear. In my mind, my pep talk to him was, dude, because both of these were broken. So there was a lot of broken laid up in here, but there's mystery shards of metal that went somewhere, right? So I was like, hey man, it's not a if, it's a when. This metal's gonna do its thing. It's gonna tear this thing, it's gonna eat itself alive at some point. So he was like, whatever, we'll go forward with it. We'll see what happens. But how about before we get too much further, we had already ordered some of these parts, but before we get too much further, why don't we cut the oil filter open, see what it looks like. So I still had it, right? Cut it open. He just took it today. I don't have it. But glitter bomb, bad. So, long story short, he's like, yank it. First, he was like, let's go through it, see how bad it is. Hopefully we won't need machine work, but see if we can throw a refresh on it. If we gotta call in some favors, get some emergency machine work, get this thing slammed back together, cool. Then he was like, hey man, I kind of changed my mind. Got a buddy who wants that 502 and wants to trade me a LS swap for it. So, okay, LS what? Don't know, but he's like, let's just yank it out and I'll bring you a LS. Cool, you can do that. And then it's out and he's like, hey man, I kind of changed my mind again. Let's knock it apart, see what needs to be done with it, and then I'm gonna make up my mind from there. So here shortly, we're going to be tearing this 502 apart, seeing what we can see. Project 1, 2, 3. Okay, what else do we have to talk about? This is my bone stock 99 Camaro SS. This is my high school dream car. I got some adult money. Kind of got like a Christmas present gift of a couple more dollars. And I found this low mileage, well taken care of. It had 68,000 miles on it when I bought it. Whatever. Decent condition car, you know, still driver, whatever. So at the time I had my Corvette, so I'm like, cool. I mean, I can have, you know, a street car, fits the family. I have a wife and a kid, fits the family, so we can go cruising. I'm gonna leave this car alone. I'm gonna build my Corvette. It's gonna be my drag car, whatever. And this Camaro will just be the Camaro, be the street car. My wife and my kid love this thing. And so far I've kept my hands off of it, but I have a pile of parts over here and I'm ready to change that at a drop of a hat. Nothing extreme. It's always going to be a street car. Always have the ability to be a daily driver, but dude, I can't be rolling stock. I can't be trying to go to the spot and sell this guy and sell this guy. You know, cam swaps and all the shit that I can do in a bone stock car. It's not like it's a bone stock 69 Camaro. It's a bone stock 99 Camaro. That's not good for business, right? So we'll see. Time is the big thing. I don't have time because what you're looking at here, you're only seeing the half of it. I got one outside. I got, man. So I just picked up a C5 Corvette yesterday. Need some transmission stuff done to it. And then you're looking at, well, what are all these parts all over the shelf? Here's a Duramax swap, right? Got to do a Duramax swap. There's a Duramax LB7. You're seeing that hood right there. What does that belong to? C3 Corvette belongs to my dad, but nonetheless, it is a customer project car. Full frame off restoration. The body is now off the frame. The frame is at the powder coaters with all the components like the control arms, all the little brackets, all these little, anything that could safely be powder coated, freshly gloss black or satin black, whatever we decided on, it's out there. When it comes back, every nut and bolt's getting new. Every bushing, every seal, all that. The body's on a cart, it's in the attached garage. Don't know what's gonna happen with it yet. The bird cage on it is rotten. If you're familiar with C3 Corvettes and bird cages, you know, that's good terminology for you. If not, it's coming. Don't worry about it. We're gonna get it fixed up. So that's gonna be a full nut and bolt restoration. We got the engine block at the machine shop. He's got some other engine components. He's trying to make it kind of like a period correct build, not exactly numbers matching because everything for the car is not there. We're gonna do slight upgrades just for comfort and drivability, but this is not gonna be a resto mod in any sense of it. It's gonna be a nice driver. Other parts over there on the shelf. We do have a full Pro Touring style suspension for a 65 Ford Mustang. Also my dad's. Building it for my mom. So that is a true resto mod. It's got a Fox Body 5.0, been built a little bit in it. 6-speed conversion, still sport transmissions. This R3 components or RS3 components or RS components. I don't know. I can't remember right now. But I think it's R3. But you know, your 9-inch full Pro Touring system. Oh, here it is. R3 components. I would not suggest this kit. Just saying. Don't buy something else. But that's been at the paint shop for, I don't know, 9 months now. So paint shop's probably going to give birth to it sometime soon. Once that gets back, full build, you know, all new upgraded wiring and all new everything. So it'll be a nice street ripper. I do have various other things up here, but who cares, right? So that's your quick and dirty. I say quick because it's been 25 minutes. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming to check out my shop. These are my builds that we're focusing on right now. There's a lot that needs to happen this week. I got to get shit out the door so I can get more shit in the door. and then we'll talk about my stuff later. So thank you. That's all I got for now. About to get to knocking this 502 apart so you can see some carnage. So next video will be that.